According to the most recent study from the CDC, there are about 43,000 Americans, or 19.3% of all adults, who smoke tobacco cigarettes. I'm here today to propose the ban on tobacco-lit cigarettes and, in turn, the FDA regulation on electronic cigarettes. Cigarette smoking is the leading cause in preventable death in the United States, accounting for about 443,000 deaths, or 1 in every 5 deaths in the United States each year. According to the National Cancer Institute, people who smoke cigarettes are 6 times more likely to suffer from a heart attack than non-smokers, and the risk increases with every cigarette smoked. Lung cancer is a leading cause of cancer-related deaths among men and women in the United States. 90% of men who die from lung cancer and approximately 80% of women who die from lung cancer have smoked cigarettes. As we all know, the problems of smoking aren't just directed to the smokers themselves, but also to the people around the smokers, which we all know as secondhand smoke. According to the American Cancer Society, around 3,400 adults die every year from SHS, or what is also called secondhand smoke. These problems are all due to the fact that cigarettes are addictive and they have several thousand chemicals inside of them. Unless a ban on tobacco-lit cigarettes is established and the FDA regulates electronic cigarettes, hundreds of thousands of people will continue to die each year. The steps we need to take to regulate electronic cigarettes are to have the FDA do a regulation on electronic cigarettes directly related to tobacco-lit cigarettes, which is yet to be done. Allow the public to have a 6-month notification on the ban of tobacco-lit cigarettes. This alternative is feasible because the ban is not taking away the nicotine, but the tobacco-lit cigarette that causes all the problems. This will significantly reduce the problems I've identified earlier. Since the electronic cigarettes haven't been proven to have any sign of cancer, it will reduce cigarettes from the leading cause of preventable death to not a cause at all. The same concept should be taken for secondhand smoking. Electronic cigarettes have absolutely no harm to anyone who's around the smoker. The advantages of this solution outweigh any negative effects. If we put a ban on tobacco-lit cigarettes and have the FDA regulate electronic cigarettes, we are saving over 500,000 people from dying from a preventable death each year, while still providing the smoker what they're addicted to, which is the nicotine. Some say that by taking away the tobacco-lit cigarette and replacing them with the new FDA-regulated electronic cigarettes, we are introducing more harsh chemicals to our body. They are wrong because the electronic cigarette does not claim to be the safest way to smoke a cigarette, but as opposed to all the harsh chemicals that you would ingest into your body from smoking a tobacco-lit cigarette, it is a much safer and cheaper way to smoke. Some say we should put a ban on cigarettes altogether. Well, my solution is much better because we're not going to be hurting the economy as much as if we were to take all the cigarettes away altogether. As you recall me talking about cigarettes being the leading cause in preventable deaths, accounting for almost 500,000 people's deaths each year. In order for the FDA to correctly regulate electronic cigarettes, they must first test the components directly with the components of a tobacco-lit cigarette. Let's look at the future. If we allow tobacco-lit cigarettes to stay in effect, we're allowing millions of people to die from a death that's almost inevitable. But if we decide to put a ban on tobacco-lit cigarettes and have the FDA regulate electronic cigarettes, millions of people would be able to live their lives unafraid of the consequences of smoking a cigarette.